Hi everyone, it's me, Kelly, again. Let's check out the latest and most exciting developments in GH right now. These days, my heart is especially heavy with worry over Jocelyn. That poor girl has always been full of fire and determination, but lately it feels like her time is slipping away faster than any of us expected. I remember how she used to charge into every situation with that same stubborn courage her mother carried, yet now everything points to her facing a deadline that chills me to the bone. It is not just another close call. This feels deeper, more personal, and the evidence piling up on screen makes it impossible to look away. What strikes me most is how this urgency around Jocelyn proves that Liesl has become her last real hope. I have seen Liesl evolve over the years from a complicated figure with her own sharp edges into someone capable of surprising compassion when it counts. The way she got pulled into Sidwell's grasp for those mad freezing experiments is the kind of bold storytelling that reminds me why I have stayed loyal to this show. Sidwell has always operated in the shadows with his calculated risks, but capturing Liesl like that and forcing her into these cryogenic horrors shows a new level of danger. I keep thinking back to earlier episodes where similar scientific obsessions caused chaos in Port Charles, and this one feels even more personal because it directly threatens someone Jocelyn might turn to. If Liesl truly asks Jocelyn to step in as her assistant in that frozen nightmare, it would mark one of the smartest adjustments the show has made in a long time. I can already picture it. Jocelyn weighing the terrible risk against the chance to save herself and perhaps others. It is a classic General Hospital move, blending medical drama with emotional stakes, and it gives Jocelyn a clearer path toward escape than she has had in weeks. I have always believed that the best stories here come when characters must choose between their own safety and helping someone who once seemed like an unlikely ally. Liesl's situation proves that even the most guarded souls can become lifelines. My own opinion, after all these years of watching, is that this partnership could redefine Jocelyn's arc in ways we have not seen since her early days fighting for what she believes in. It feels fresh and full of possibility, even if it terrifies me as a longtime fan. Of course, Sidwell is not sitting idle while all this unfolds. His new adjustments to the story introduce layers of suspicion that keep everything tense and unpredictable. I have noticed how his eyes narrow just a fraction more lately, as if he senses the shifting alliances around him. Those subtle glances and half-spoken threats are classic Sidwell, but this time they carry extra weight because they tie directly into the freezing experiments. It makes perfect sense that he would tighten his control now. After all, if Jocelyn starts moving closer to Liesl, Sidwell's entire operation could crack. I ask myself, will his suspicions push him to make a rash decision that finally exposes his weaknesses? The answer comes quickly when I look at how the show has built him up. He is clever, but never invincible. His paranoia is the very thing that might create the opening Jocelyn needs. This whole situation is building towards something explosive, and I love how the writers are layering these changes. The events are escalating at just the right pace, with each new revelation adding fuel to the fire. One moment Jocelyn seems trapped by the clock, and the next, Liesl's captivity offers a glimmer of strategy. It proves the show still knows how to balance despair with hope. In my view, this new obsession surrounding the freezing experiments feels different from past medical storylines because it touches on something timeless. The fear of time running out and the desperate measures people take to cheat it. I have lived long enough to appreciate stories that remind us how precious every moment is, especially when family and loved ones hang in the balance. What fascinates me is how these developments highlight the strength of female characters like Jocelyn and Liesl. They are not waiting for rescue. They are actively searching for ways to turn the tables. I keep wondering whether Jocelyn will have the courage to accept Liesl's potential offer, knowing the dangers involved. The quick resolution in my mind is, yes, she will, because that is who she has always been. Viewers who have followed her growth understand that her resilience runs deep. It is the kind of choice that will spark countless conversations among fans, and I, for one, cannot wait to see how it plays out. Sidwell's growing suspicions add another delicious layer of suspense. Every time he appears on screen, I find myself leaning forward, trying to read his intentions. Is he truly one step ahead? Or is this the beginning of his carefully constructed world unraveling? The evidence from recent episodes suggests the latter. Small cracks are showing, moments where his confidence wavers just enough to hint at vulnerability. This new obsession he seems to have with controlling every variable is what makes the story so gripping. It feels like the calm before a major storm, and I am here for every second of it. As someone who has watched this show through countless family crises, romantic entanglements, and medical miracles, I truly believe this current arc stands out because it combines high-stakes science fiction elements with raw human emotion. The freezing experiments are not just plot devices. They represent the characters' deepest fears about loss and the unknown. Jocelyn facing her limited time head-on while reaching toward Liesl for help is both heartbreaking and inspiring. I have shared with my viewing friends how much I admire this direction. It respects the history of the show while pushing forward with bold new ideas. Of course, no one can predict exactly how it will all resolve, but that is part of the joy of General Hospital. The writers have a gift for making us care so deeply about these characters that every twist feels personal. Will Jocelyn find her way out before it is too late? I think the signs point toward a hard-fought victory, especially with Liesl's expertise on her side. Sidwell's adjustments might seem threatening now, but they could ultimately lead to his own downfall. The escalating events promise an explosion of revelations that will leave us all talking for weeks. I find myself smiling even through the worry because this is what keeps me coming back year after year. The show has this wonderful way of reminding us that hope can emerge from the darkest places. Jocelyn's story right now is a perfect example. Her time may be short, but her spirit remains unbroken. And Liesl's involvement opens doors we did not even know existed. Sidwell may think he holds all the cards, but the shifting alliances suggest otherwise. There is something deeply satisfying about watching longtime characters adapt and grow under pressure. I have my own theories about how this will connect to larger storylines in Port Charles. But for now, I am content to savor every moment of this intense buildup. The friendly rivalry between suspicion and determination keeps the narrative fresh and exciting. Fans like me, who have seen it all, appreciate when the show delivers this level of emotional investment without unnecessary shock for shock's sake. Looking ahead, I feel certain that the coming episodes will deliver on the tension that has been building so masterfully. Jocelyn stepping into a more active role alongside Liesl could be the turning point we have all been hoping for. It proves once again that in General Hospital, no one is ever truly alone, even in the face of something as terrifying as experimental freezing. Sidwell's new suspicions only heighten the drama, making every scene crackle with possibility. I have to say, this arc has rekindled my passion for the show in a big way. It feels alive, urgent, and full of heart. As I sit down each day to watch, I find myself whispering encouragement to Jocelyn through the screen, just as I have done with so many beloved characters over the years. The evidence is clear. Change is coming, alliances are shifting, and the explosion we sense on the horizon will be worth every minute of anticipation. There is real beauty in how the writers weave these threads together. Personal stakes meet larger threats, creating a tapestry that feels both intimate and grand. My opinion, shaped by decades of viewing, is that this is some of the strongest storytelling we have seen in recent memory. It respects the audience's intelligence while delivering the thrills we crave. Jocelyn's limited time adds poignancy. Liesl's captivity brings unexpected hope, and Sidwell's adjustments keep us guessing. What delights me most right now is how Jocelyn and Liesl are stepping into a genuine new cooperation. Liesl, with her brilliant yet complicated mind, has become the unexpected partner Jocelyn desperately needs. The way they seem ready to join forces against the freezing experiments is a masterstroke of storytelling. It proves that unlikely alliances can spark the most powerful turnarounds. In my view, this partnership highlights a beautiful difference from older plot lines where characters often battled alone. Here, two strong women are pooling their strengths, and it feels refreshing and deeply satisfying. I have always believed General Hospital shines brightest when it shows the power of collaboration born from necessity. This budding teamwork is setting the stage for an all-out new battle with Sidwell, and oh, how the tension crackles on screen. Sidwell has grown more calculating with each passing episode, but the combined determination of Jocelyn and Liesl is clearly exposing his vulnerabilities. Every subtle glance and guarded conversation between the women signals that they are no longer merely surviving, they are preparing to strike back. I ask myself, can Sidwell's carefully built empire withstand this united front? The answer comes swiftly when I look at the mounting evidence. His control is slipping. Small mistakes are appearing, cracks in his composure that longtime viewers like me recognize as the beginning of a major downfall. The real thrill lies in how this cooperation is causing Sidwell's damages to truly explode. His operations, once so tightly managed, are unraveling under the pressure of this new war. I have seen Sidwell weather storms before, but never quite like this. The freezing experiments that once seemed like his ultimate weapon are now becoming the very thing that might destroy him. Jocelyn's new escape opportunity, fueled by Liesl's expertise, is accelerating everything. It proves the show is delivering high-stakes drama without unnecessary cruelty, keeping the focus on courage and clever strategy instead. In my personal opinion, shaped by years of following every twist in Port Charles, this arc stands out because it balances fear with real hope. Jocelyn's limited time no longer feels like an inevitable end. It feels like the catalyst for her greatest growth yet. Working alongside Liesl gives her not just a way out, but a chance to reclaim her future on her own terms. I find myself smiling through the suspense, admiring how the writers have adjusted the story to let these characters shine. It is different from past medical crises, more intimate and emotionally layered, which is exactly what keeps me passionately tuned in. Of course, I wonder what surprises Sidwell still holds. Will his suspicions lead him to one final, desperate move? I believe the quick resolution lies in the strength of Jocelyn and Liesl's alliance. Together, they represent something Sidwell cannot easily counter: intelligence, bravery, and the refusal to surrender. The damages exploding around him feel inevitable now, and I cannot wait to see how the writers bring this explosive confrontation to life.